Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
Number 20, Farrah Fawcett Spaces Out on David Letterman. Late Show with David Letterman.
What I wanted to do was paint, not put paint on my body, but use my body parts to paint with.
In 1997, the 50-year-old Charlie's Angels star posed for Playboy and made her debut on Late Show with David Letterman at the Ed Sullivan Theater. Fawcett opened with a few strong anecdotes about life in New York City.
And there are places where the wall...
Right.
The
wall.
What is that? The thing.
The thing.
Anyway.
Charades. Suddenly, Farrah and I are playing charades.
But swiftly drifted away from reality as Dave seemingly watched the train wreck in slow motion. She giggled, described cryptic Central Park walls, and had problems describing her own birthday celebration. The audience cackled in amazement, and Farrah squirmed in confusion. But Fawcett always stuck to her guns that she was not on anything at the time of the interview. You be the judge.
Now, Farrah, on the pay-per-view special, is it an hour long?
It's 58 minutes.
58 minutes?
Okay, that's another first. It's another first. Okay.
Number 19. Courtney Love crashes Madonna interview. 12th MTV Video Music Awards.
Should we let her come up?
Yeah.
No, don't, please.
Come on, Courtney.
It was a moment that any music journalist dreams of, a one-on-one with Madonna. However, MTV's Kurt Loder decided he needed more from the 1995 Video Music Awards post-show. After being pelted from below by what turned out to be a makeup compact, Loder brought Courtney Love up to join the party. The Material Girl instantly expressed her concern, and things quickly got weird.
Well, I'm going to get into astrophysicists because this rock star thing is not working out.
The whole singer rambled on about science and cat fights, while Madonna put on a fake smile as the MTV host was visibly filled with regret. When it was all over, Love face-planted into both the stage and infamy.
And he goes, Courtney Love, I've had your hole. Which actually happens to be true.
Number 18. Paris Hilton walks out. Good Morning America.
Things started on a playful note with no fewer than 3 interruptions from one or another of her 17 house pets.
This rocky 2011 interview started off light, with nosy cats interrupting the scene, but soon became prickly when Kim Kardashian entered the conversation. ABC's Dan Harris spoke with Paris Hilton about her numerous stalkers and ditzy public persona.
Is it true that when you're not on camera that your voice drops and you're much more serious?
Definitely. I think it's a character that I developed with A Simple Life.
But encountered a severe case of stink eye once he questioned the fleeting fame of the entrepreneurs. Hilton looked off camera for guidance, while Harris threw up a white flag with a knowing smile.
Do you ever worry about your moment having passed? You want to wrap up?
The two hugged it out, but ABC ultimately mocked Ms. Paris during their intro segment to the piece.
She said she was watching the show and she got an outside perspective on their relationship and decided it wasn't quite working.
Alrighty then.
Number 17. Mel Gibson's Gone to the Dogs. KTLA.
We all exchanged pleasantries, and well, then things got less pleasant.
Do not, we repeat, do not bring up the past to Mel Gibson. After his 2006 drunk driving arrest, the actor took several years off, but returned to the spotlight for the 2010 thriller Edge of Darkness. During an interview with veteran entertainment reporter Sam Rubin to promote the flick, Gibson took offense when his alleged anti-Semitic tirade was brought up, and shot back at the reporter with a sharp retort.
You have a dog in this fight?
Some interpreted the comment to mean Gibson was accusing Rubin of a bias against him due to his own Jewish heritage.
When I did understand, I didn't speak up and say that as both a Jew and as a human being, I was really offended by what he said in 2006.
However, Rubin politely smiled, but later expressed his anger, while Gibson moved on to more equally awkward interviews.
Let's move on, dude. Come on.
Edge of Darkness opens today. It's good to see you back in the saddle and doing what you do best. Thanks a lot for joining us, Mel. Take care.
Bye-bye. Asshole.
Number 16. Mistaken Identity. KTLA. It could have just been an honest mistake, but Samuel L. Jackson was having none of it. When asked about the response to a Super Bowl commercial, Jackson is at first confused before realizing that the reporter has mixed him up with Lawrence Fishburne.
You're as crazy as the people on Twitter. Right. I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Father, you're exactly
We may be all black and famous, you but we all don't look alike.
For his part, the reporter profusely apologizes, but Jackson does not let up. He questions his credibility and proceeds to list other famous black actors who are spokespeople for other brands.
I'm the what's in your wallet black guy. Okay. He's the car black guy.
There it is.
Morgan Freeman is the other credit card black guy. You only hear his voice, though, so you probably won't confuse him with Lawrence Fishburne.
The reporter desperately wants to move on to talk about RoboCop, but Jackson keeps going. We have to hand it to Jackson for expert roasting in response to this gaffe.
And I've actually never done a McDonald's or a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. I know that's surprising.
Right.
Number 15, No Time for Jokes, The Joy Behar Show. Reality TV is frequently characterized as fake, but sometimes things get real, a little too real. Shannon Tweed and Gene Simmons made an appearance on Joy Behar's show to promote the new season of their reality show, where a poorly timed joke brought everything to a standstill.
How's your back, Gene?
my back is good. My schmeckle, not so much.
That's very nice of you to joke about.
It's a joke.
Tweed is clearly not having it due to some questionable behavior from Simmons' rock and roll lifestyle. Behar is legit confused by the interaction between the guests.
So let me try to understand this because I don't know what's going on here. It sounds like you have been together a long time. You have your philandering ways. Is that what I'm hearing?
I like that
Is it
word.
true, Jane?
After Tweed walks off the set, Simmons is upset with the angle Behar went with, leaving the host having to defend herself.
Don't blame me for this.
Well,
I thought that that's what we were talking about.
we're going to talk about our new season.
So, you know, here's the problem with a person in my position. A lot of these reality shows are you know, they're I don't know if it's true or not.
Sometimes you just have to read the room, Gene. Number 14, Cara Delevingne is tired? KOVR. Sometimes people are on a different vibe, and it's something the hosts of a local news morning show don't seem to understand. They start off asking Delevingne if she's had the time to read the book for the movie Paper Towns she's there to promote.
Did you get a chance to read it, or do you even have time to sit and read? These days you're so busy.
No, I never read the book or the script, actually. I kind of winged it.
Yeah.
No, of course, I love the book.
Nice
I think
try.
the book's amazing.
She gives a sarcastic answer, eliciting laughter from the hosts. Things go downhill from here, as one of the hosts point blank calls out Delevingne for not appearing excited enough, and another commenting that she seems irritated.
I saw you in London talking a couple weeks ago on TV, and you seemed a lot more excited about it than you do right now. Are you just exhausted?
No, I mean, I'm still very excited.
She handles the situation as well as she can, while they agree to end the interview. Once over, the hosts continue to take digs at her. If they thought that insulting someone to their face would improve things, they were wrong.
Oh, they went to bars.
Wow, she was in a mood.
She, man, when
Jeez Louise, everything.
I thought she was being sarcastic on purpose. I thought she was trying to be funny, but
I
then
think
she wasn't.
I don't know. I think she was just a little irritated. You know, I mean, these guys, they sit through all these interviews from 800 TV stations, but still.
Number 13, The Dictator dumps ashes on Ryan Seacrest, live from the red carpet.
Yes, I love it here because it gave me an opportunity to bring my dear friend and doubles tennis partner, Kim Jong-il.
At the 2012 Academy Awards, Sacha Baron Cohen showed up in character and accompanied by sexy female guards for his red carpet arrival, and made it rain all over a surprised Ryan Seacrest. Cohen was promoting his latest film, The Dictator, and was carrying an urn supposedly filled with the ashes of the recently deceased North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, the interesting thing is it's actually made by South Korea. No, sorry. You've got Kim Jong. You've got Kim Jong-il Wait a minute, we need to clean this up.
Always a professional, Mr. Seacrest handled the incident rather well, as Baron Cohen retreated with a few words of advice.
No, if somebody, it's fine, it's okay for you. Now, if somebody asks you what you're wearing, you will say, "Come jogel."
In the end, Seacrest looked like Scarface, but he gained the admiration of a giddy Juliana Rancic.
Do you know how lucky you are, though, that you were like the one chosen on the red carpet?
Do you think that I'm lucky? Is this a vision of luck?
Number 12, Gian Gomeshi versus Billy Bob Thornton. Q.
I mean, you guys formed, Billy Bob, you guys formed only in the last couple of years, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
How so?
I don't know what you mean by that.
The American country rock band The Boxmasters formed in 2007 and were fortunate enough to appear on Canada's acclaimed Q radio show just a couple years later. Unfortunately for host Gian Gomeshi, the group's most famous member, Billy Bob Thornton, took offense when his extensive background in film was mentioned.
The Boxmasters' principal songwriter, singer, and drummer is a guy named Billy Bob Thornton, whose other job, some of the time, is Oscar-winning screenwriter, actor, and director.
For almost half of the 13-minute interview, Thornton gave cryptic answers while his bandmates looked like they had just seen a puppy run over by a semi. Even though Thornton's fame brought attention to the band, he made it clear that fame shouldn't be discussed. A classic Hollywood move.
Given that you seem to be quite passionate about music, I was wondering about your...
Would you say that to Tom Petty?
Would I say that he's passionate about music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Would you explain why it's not a hobby?
Would I explain why it's not a hobby? Are you reacting to the fact that I said...
Yeah, I am. Since you're instructed not to talk about shit like that, yeah, I am.
Number 11, Britney Spears brought to tears. Primetime. Billed as no holds barred, interviewer Diane Sawyer had no issues coming down on Spears for some of the provocative aspects of her public image.
It's one thing not to want to be the role model anymore. It's another thing not to know that a lot of young girls are looking at this. A lot of them.
But am I responsible for them?
While discussing some of the then recent bad PR Spears received at various public events, Spears breaks down crying and requests a pause.
Yeah, it was a weird time. Ew, I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
They move on to discussing Spears' relationship with Justin Timberlake, and Sawyer presses her on her responsibility in the relationship's end. It's clear Spears is uncomfortable and even directly calls it out.
I'm not technically saying he's wrong, but I'm not technically saying he's right either. So, this feels really awkward.
Number 10, the carrot top of interviews. Noticias Univision. This interview, promoting Now You See Me, doesn't get off to a good start after Eisenberg takes issue with the way Puga casually refers to fellow co-star Morgan Freeman.
So Freeman plays a magic debunker.
Freeman? Who are you? Yeah. Freeman? Yeah. What, are you on a baseball team with him?
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Morgie. Morgie plays a magic debunker, right. You know.
Things just get more awkward as the interview goes on. Eisenberg notices Puga has writing on her hand and questions her about it, asking if she's hiding questions while also taking a slight dig at her ability to remember simple questions.
Are you secretly hiding questions for the interview? You're wondering what it's like to work with Morgan Freeman and you can't remember that?
You know.
Don't call Morgan Freeman Freeman like you're on a Little League softball team.
Puga asks him to perform a card trick he learned, which he agrees to. He then states that she's the carrot top of interviewers.
Do you know the comedian Carrot Top?
Yes. Horrible.
Well, you were like the carrot top of interviewers.
Yeesh. There's definitely a nervous energy here, and it is not helping things.
I'm gonna go cry now.
No, don't cry now. Cry after the interview's over, because otherwise I'll look like I'm responsible for it. Okay, so...
Well, you are.
Number 9. Martin Bashir interviews Michael Jackson. Living with Michael Jackson.
Black people were called colored people because we come in all colors. From very white, as white as my hand, to very dark as the dark of your shirt.
Over the course of 8 months from 2002 to 2003, the King of Pop was followed and interviewed for a British documentary, ostensibly to see what his day-to-day life was like.
And these we bought?
Yes.
And these?
Yes.
This table? Yes. These?
However, MJ made the unfortunate admission that he slept in bed with children. Journalist and host Martin Bashir expressed his concerns to Michael Jackson, who defended his actions by citing love. Jackson recalled his experiences sleeping with Macaulay and Kieran Culkin and actually spoke like a child as he remembered hot air balloon excursions at Neverland Ranch.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
The entire documentary stunned audiences and ultimately led to a sexual abuse trial. Michael Jackson was found innocent of all charges. Number 8. Robert Downey Jr. nopes out. Channel 4 News. While discussing the character of Tony Stark following the release of Age of Ultron, this interview goes well enough until things start to veer into Downey's personal life. When Guru Murthy brings up a quote Downey gave in the past following some legal trouble, he uncomfortably looks around the room, but entertains the question.
I'd really like to ask you about a quote you gave to the New York Times. And I don't want to pry, so if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
It's clearly an avenue Downey doesn't want to go down, and tries his best to politely give Guru Murthy an out and move on to something else.
Are we promoting a movie? To me, the thing is that I'm certainly not going to backpedal on anything I've said.
The whole tone of the interaction changes as Guru Murthy continues to focus on Downey's personal life and his relationship with his father. At this point, Downey's had enough and leaves, quipping it was a little too Diane Sawyer for his liking.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. You seem okay. It's just getting a little Diane Sawyer in your...
Number 7. Crispin Glover's high kick. Late Night with David Letterman. From the start, Glover appears to be confused and disoriented as Letterman asks him basic questions about where he's currently living.
Yes, that's right. In Los Angeles, I just bought a nice condominium.
Condominium? Where's it located?
It's located just over the hill in the valley, and I'm really happy about it.
For a time you lived in Hollywood? You lived on Hollywood Boulevard?
In addition to his strange behavior, Glover is also sporting a wig, an odd choice of clothes, and shoes. In fact, he's heckled by the audience about his choice of footwear. From there, he becomes increasingly frantic, while Letterman is trying to figure out what's going on.
Is this the first time you've watched a guy die?
Is that you're talking about you or him?
Yeah, no, me.
This is...
Glover then challenges Letterman to arm wrestle, followed by a high kick that was a little too close for Letterman's liking.
Do you want to arm wrestle?
No.
I've been taking... No, I've been taking part. These aren't mine. I can kick.
Okay, I'm going to go check on the top 10.
It's possible Glover was in character for a film that wouldn't be released for a number of years, but he's never revealed his intent behind the appearance. Number 6. Kourtney Kardashian's Lost Connection. Today Extra. In 2016, while in Paris, Kim Kardashian was robbed of several $1 million worth of jewelry by several masked men.
Kim Kardashian, in Paris for Fashion Week, allegedly robbed just hours after the Snapchat post and Instagram share.
Following that terrible ordeal, sister Kourtney Kardashian made an appearance on an Australian morning program to promote a skincare line. The hosts ask her how Kim is doing following the traumatic event, and right as she's about to respond, she's interrupted by someone off screen.
And so we were wondering, how is everyone going and how's Kim doing?
What? Okay.
I'm sorry, is there someone talking to you?
The hosts are left bewildered as Kardashian doesn't respond to their question. Dead air follows as they figure out what to do while smiling at the camera. They surmise that someone must have told Kourtney not to answer the question. She eventually explains that a connection was lost and gives an update to how the family is doing.
I mean, you know, she's not doing great. I think we're all really still shaken up, and I just, you know, I think she has a big supportive family.
Number 5. Wendy Williams drags Drea Michelle. The Wendy Williams Show. Drea Michelle sat with Wendy Williams to talk about her role in the reality show Basketball Wives LA. While the two did end up talking about the show, it probably wasn't in the way Michelle was planning.
It's nice to have you here. Thank you. She flew into town specifically to be here, and then she's going back right afterwards.
From the get-go, Williams is on Michelle about her previous work as a dancer and how many basketball players she's been with. Williams even questions if Michelle had been with 3 players in one night.
There were words on the show that you had been with 3 basketball players in one night, like passed around.
Yeah, no.
Tepid audience responses suggest that many in the studio didn't really know how to react, with Williams having to remind the audience that her line of questioning makes sense if you've seen Basketball Wives.
How many basketball players have you been with? I know that's if you don't watch the show, that seems like, Wendy, you're crazy, but this girl has gotten around, and I appreciate you being honest about it.
Michelle, for her part, is very tempered in her responses, despite Williams' line of questioning.
Do you ever feel like, by putting your reputation out there like that no reasonable man would ever want to marry you? That all you are would be a trick? I mean, you know what I mean.
Number 4, An Unwanted Kiss, Much Music. While promoting the release of their new album at the time, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Flea and Anthony Kiedis stopped by Much Music and spoke with VJ Erica M.
Did you get into rock and roll to get babes?
Did I? I never got into rock and roll.
What are you into?
I there's an accident. I just kind of stumbled into this predicament. And I never really had any intention of being a rock and roller.
The Peppers seemed to be in a mood, where they seemed contemptuous about playing in Canada, stating that they only sold shows because the venues are no bigger than Flea's bathroom.
I think the reason that we sold out twice in Toronto is we're playing the size venue that reminds me of Flea's bathroom in his house. It's
You're playing one of the concert halls?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Is that huge?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a garage to me.
M engages with them honestly and earnestly throughout, despite their demeanor. It becomes incredibly awkward when Kiedis decides he wants to give M a kiss, despite her pleas for him not to do so.
Back off, baby.
I'm just getting a little kiss. I'm just getting the teeniest kiss. The size.
Oh, God.
All right, this is a little kiss.
You know, people are watching this. You're making me blush.
She chastises him afterward, saying she'll be blamed for what happened. Later on, Kiedis asks her what color her underwear is.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What color are your underwear?
I forget.
What color a check?
I can't know. I'll tell you after.
These antics wouldn't fly today, and they shouldn't have then. Number 3, Tarantino Shutdown, Channel 4 News.
You know, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
And I don't want to. Because I'm here to sell my movie.
An acclaimed journalist who'd been in the biz for decades, Krishnan Gurumurthy of Britain's Channel 4 received a surprise one day when interviewing Quentin Tarantino. There to promote his new film, Django Unchained, the director shunned his questions about violence. Actually, shunned is an understatement. It's no secret that Quentin Tarantino's made some of the bloodiest films over the past 25 years, but he unleashed the crazy eyes once the interviewer asked about the real-life implications of such violence.
Don't ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune.
Gurumurthy chuckled, and Tarantino torched him with a verbal smackdown that left the dapper host both confused and amused.
You directors are like boxers. They have their time. They have their time. Hopefully, I'm on the right side of my time. All right, but at a certain point, a boxer loses it.
And it's all about knowing when to retire.
It's all about knowing when to hang up the gloves, or in my case, I guess the megaphone.
Quentin Tarantino, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Number 2, Charlie Sheen is winning, 2020.
Yeah, I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. It's not available because if you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off.
The internet went wild in 2011 as one of Hollywood's most exuberant personalities officially, well, let's say, took a break from reality.
I'm an F-18, bro, and I will destroy you in the air, and I will deploy my ordnance to the ground.
In an at times hilarious but also troubling interview with Andrea Canning, Charlie Sheen explained that he wasn't bipolar, but rather bi-winning, and had tiger blood among his many quotable quips.
I'm bi-winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
The ABC host pressed the actor about his relentless partying, which led Sheen to boast that his antics would make Frank Sinatra and Keith Richards look like, quote, droopy-eye, armless children. Social media went crazy, and so did Sheen.
Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
Number 1, Tom Cruise jumps on the couch, The Oprah Winfrey Show.
We've never seen you behave this way before.
I know.
Have you ever felt this way before?
Some actors fake tears and some actors fake excitement. It's what they do. So it was a huge surprise when Tom Cruise went nuts on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2005 and declared his love for Katie Holmes.
I've never seen you like that! I've never seen that! I know!
Right around the same time, Cruz had lost his longtime publicist and was also boasting about his knowledge of psychiatry.
And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
The digital age was being revolutionized by outlets like TMZ and YouTube, which made Cruz's couch jumping an instant viral hit. Perhaps he was simply promoting his next film, War of the Worlds, but his goofy appearance made him an instant punchline. It was awkward and undoubtedly awesome.
Hey, we met! How?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Gosh! How?
Oh, ladies, please. Okay.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.